We represent Kiona and Kasson. We about to go ahead and get our grate on. We cooking, no kitchen, no apron. Ain't no virus gonna halt creation. Don't let cabin fever spoil your day, son. Get creating, use your imagination. This the 83rd installation. Never seen a show with such veneration. This phenomenon is once in a generation. Though we know there are those that'll get their hate on. All love though, the hate is all necessary. They gotta watch our show with the dictionary. Shout out to all the people showing love though. We the legs, but y'all are the backbone. We ain't going nowhere, so have no fear. Coronavirus and Heineken will be here. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll do the same. And we'll see you next week, even if it rains.
The talented act.
Yeah, Neo is really. Actually, I didn't know. I know he's got something new coming out, but I don't know. I know he's going through some recent stuff, but I don't really want to start the show talking about Neo. We've got other issues going on. The world is going. I don't know what's going to happen. Actually.
Listen, I have a question. What do you think squirrels are training for?
Squirrels are always trying to get ready for winter.
Okay, so why does that include? Like,
I think they fuck and then they get ready for winter.
You see them where they like fucking try to dash in front of a car,
fuck, and then they get ready for winter. Am I even in frame? Did you check?
I did check.
Okay, cool.
If you're driving,
yeah,
and there's a squirrel close by,
uh-huh,
he will always like at the last second make the mad dash in front of you, and I'm like, is this like some Beverly Hills Ninja shit? You're trying to learn the ways of the
thing.
sensei?
What squirrels do is like they literally like if you're coming, they'll take one step to the direction of danger, and then they'll take the rest of the steps away from danger. But like they're always willing to risk it. I mean, until they die.
I think with squirrels, they're literally. I don't know if it's like ingrained in their DNA where they have to try to cut in front of the car and make it to the other side.
Don't want to risk it.
Some of them
not over this shit. Drop the biscuit.
Those are the ones who cut back. They're like, no, I'm not ready yet. You're like the ones you said take one step in the direction of danger and then cut right back.
Oh, like they want to go? They're ready to kill themselves?
They're trying to figure out. No.
Squirrel. That's a morbid thought about squirrels.
Squirrels are to make it across before the car can get to them. That's when they're ready. You know. So the whole time they're like, maybe I should do it. No, I'm not ready to do it. And then one day they're like, fuck it. And they just make it across.
No, I think most squirrels are really just training to,
it feels like some wax on, wax off type of shit.
No, I think I told you, I think most animals in the wild only are really getting prepared for the season that isn't like plentiful. Like, so they're always getting ready for the dry season or the snow. Like, bears sleep like 8 months out of the year, dude. They'd be like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat as many things as possible, so beware, right? Bears just
I wish
be in
we
the
were
wild.
hibernating animals. You know?
Like, we can just go to sleep through this?
Just give me like 3 months of sleep. I think I'll stock up, get real fat, and then like, you know.
Sometimes I think sleep is my way to deal with stress. I'll be like, I'm just going to go to bed. I'll wake up and deal with it later. But for right now, I got to go to bed.
Like, man, this is fucked up.
You think that's what
sleep?
You think that's what bears are doing? Like, dude, this is a stressful life. Like, dude, what the humans? Do you eat them? Do you not eat them? I don't know.
I always end up on the news because somebody was walking through the woods. Like, protect your house, wouldn't you?
Right, like this is my crib, dude. Like, it's not my fault you decided to come sleep on the floor randomly. Like, what are you doing here?
Like, of course I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
I know you've got to
smack you around a little bit.
They say play dead. Like, dude, you play dead, you're gonna die. Like,
right.
Imagine that thought process. Oh shit, a bear's coming. Dude, run. Like, no, I'm gonna pretend to be dead. And you just lay there. You just wait. Be like, I hope he doesn't eat me. And then the next thing you feel is his fucking jaws right around your face.
Wasn't there like some game that we had to play where like you had to play dead while somebody's going through there? I don't remember what it is. I think it was Call of Duty.
Dead.
Yeah, like some shit where somebody.
Oh, you mean like a video game?
Yeah.
I was like, when we were kids, what the fuck were we doing?
No, it was not fucking hide and seek tag ghost in the graveyard shit.
What the fuck was Ghost in the Graveyard again? I don't think
it's like some weird fucking like dark evil song.
I think that's that's definitely like a white person's like brainchild.
Yeah, probably.
Let's play Ghost in the Graveyard. Hey, y'all go do that. We're gonna go play cops and robbers. That sounds a lot more fun.
And that was a lot more fun.
Dude, I don't like cemeteries.
Hell no.
I also don't agree with cemeteries. Why are we just setting these people up? Like, listen, perfect segue. The corona's here, dude.
Yeah.
What was the virus in Resident Evil?
I have no idea.
Was
what
it
the name is.
Corona?
I don't think so.
I want to say it wasn't, but what was the virus in Resident Evil? Check it up on your phone. Look it up on your phone. But I don't think it was Corona. If it was, dude, we're fucked.
I don't think it was Corona.
But that's what listen.
That's what we can expect. If
Oh, dude.
Zombie apocalypse with like big master fucking. I don't know, whatever you want to call them, but they're trying to kill you and eat you really badly.
I woke up this morning, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I started thinking about all those what sparked this thought was, man, I can't wait for The Last of Us to come out, right? That video game.
Yeah.
If you're a gamer, me and Adam probably aren't, and admittedly, he'll probably say I could speak for him is that we're not as big of gamers as we used to be.
No.
Like, we used to really enjoy playing video games, and I think as you get older, you're not able to.
Yeah.
That's a conversation for another day that hopefully comes. Now, that being said, The Last of Us is a pretty cool game. I enjoy playing horror video games. I think that's fun. They're exhilarating or whatnot. What was
Right.
it? What was the virus?
I'm trying to find it, but I'm having a difficult
They're
time
not
with
going to allow you because it's the truth. I forget. I
it.
don't
take that off the internet now.
I don't remember what the name of the virus was though.
It's called the T virus.
The T virus. This is what I think that's.
The virus speeds the host's metabolism, giving it heightened strength, speed, and regenerative abilities. Sounds great.
Except you're dead and you can't do it for all the things you'd like.
Right.
If you had those abilities, like when you're, dude, I'd be having all the cars I like. Like
Would
I'd
they
just be
have
rich.
Would they have an NBA dead league? Like,
What if
League of
society
the Dead?
becomes just a bunch of functional zombies? Like we're all zombies.
Maybe
But
we are already a zombie form of what we used to be.
Now you're potting.
Well, I mean,
Well, so listen, the reason I don't like cemeteries, right, is because of the fact that, to me, we're just literally people just die every day, dude. What are you going to do with all these bodies that you're just going to keep throwing them in these places and now we don't have enough? So now we got to buy up space to bury bodies?
yeah.
And then what we're really doing, if you think about all what the movies have said, is that at the end of the movie, or not even the end, the beginning, you're going to wake up and the person next to you is going to be a zombie and all the graves are going to be empty because all the zombies that you decided to just bury, they come up, right? They come and chill, right? They want you.
Because this shit is all airborne.
They want chocolate.
So apparently this is soil penetrating.
That escalated quickly.
Well, I guess we might as well introduce the show since you did mention that we are doing a podcast, and I was.
You were podding.
Welcome back to the Kiona and Kasson podcast. This is episode number 83.
KKP. It's who we
KKP
be.
83.
Dude, you fucked it up. You always fuck things up in the beginning.
You fuck it up in the beginning, typically, because I usually have something going here. Shout out to all the viewers. I am your host, Adam. I'm here with my brother, Osama.
What up? Hope this message finds you well.
Right. Shout out to all the December babies that in the future will have to ask your parents, how did I get here? And they have to tell
Is
you
that good math? I don't think that's good math. I think you're talking maybe in January. So,
So
sorry,
in
they're
the
not going to
future,
be one of you guys.
They're going to be December babies. But
How?
what do you mean how it's March?
Right. It's the middle of March. If they get the fucking now.
Listen, I don't know I don't know how the whole incubation period thing works. All I do know is sometimes babies are born early and more often
just
than not.
don't have children during this time.
This is
do
going to
yourse-
happen.
Do yourself a favor and
This is going to happen.
abstain
There's going to be-
or use a prophylactic. I don't think this is the ideal
I'm
time to
sorry
have
say
children.
There's also going to be a lot of teen moms made because
Oh my
high school is
God,
canceled.
dude. Oh, there's so much idle time for these kids.
There's nothing for anybody to do.
Dude, that
and
shit's
it's
gonna
be-
spread like mono.
Yeah.
I won't say anything. Anyway, I think we've spoken about it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean,
I'm talking about when Adam got mono.
yeah, I honestly have no idea how it happened. And the fucked up thing was I had appendicitis
At the same time,
That's
dude.
what I was fucked up.
Which was worse, that or this? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's
Honestly-
go back to that.
Honestly, I didn't experience anything that was major. The surgery, like for appendicitis.
You were out of school for like 8 weeks.
I had nothing but time on my hands.
That's fucking cool. But no, back to this. What's gonna spread like mono?
Yeah,
Man, these kids be careless. So all I'm saying is, for like the next 9 months or so, like until this thing kind of like clears out, like don't have kids, right? Because this coronavirus, we don't know what it is.
Almost out at that point.
We don't know what the coronavirus is.
They're going to be at the end of their incubation period, and when you're telling them that they could start doing it again. Motherfuckers going to have kids. It's going to be mad kids. There's mad pregnant people right now.
This is going to be like another baby boom.
Like, there are women who are going to find out that they're pregnant in a month from now that are pregnant right now.
It's just not a good idea to have kids during like a virus.
No, I would agree, but
what if zombies are happening because we don't know what corona is, right? And now it comes out of a zombie. Now you got a zombie kid, right? And it doesn't know if it loves you or wants to eat you, and you think you love it, but you also are scared of it. Now you got a whole conundrum that you got to deal with.
Try telling couples that gotten like a random 2 weeks off together now, paid, and they don't have kids right now, and they have nothing but time on their hands. What's gonna happen? Either people are gonna break up or they're gonna fucking have kids.
Yeah, you're gonna figure out how to deal with all. Like families are really gonna have to deal with family dynamics. I hate you, mom and dad. Fuck you guys. I don't know why Jimmy hates us so much.
Yeah, it's gonna be like everybody's gonna have to find their personal bubble.
Oh, dude, like I'm good with kicking it in the crib. Like I'm more of an introvert, right? Than I am an extrovert, but I am a fun extrovert when I want to go out. Unfortunately, you ain't gonna find fuck that. You ain't gonna find me outside right now or for the foreseeable future, just because. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Literally, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, generally speaking, at all.
Kind of conspiracy theory like-ish.
Who, you?
Yeah,
I'm not. I really am not, and I usually am like, nah. But this
to me, the government did it is always an answer that makes sense.
It does. It does. But to me, this seems too much. Like, remember what I was saying right before we started recording? I was like, all of the movies start with, in the beginning, there was just mild panic, but then the quarantine happened. Once you hear the word quarantine, I think you should be panicking just a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right.
Once quarantine is a suggestion for the disease that's going around. Like, oh, if you get this disease, you're gonna go into quarantine. Like, so what the fuck does that mean?
Like, what is the evolution of this whole thing? Like, nobody knows.
And obviously, quarantine isn't really helping very much because. And I think it's just like this. If you have it, you probably don't have symptoms for like the first 24, 48 hours, right?
Yeah, you don't know.
So then sometimes you don't test positive for it until like a week in almost.
That's the crazy part.
So now you're spreading it to people. You're a carrier for that first week, and then you start getting symptoms or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely nuts. But hey, I just find it hilarious. So I don't know what this correlation between toilet paper and the corona is.
I don't know either, but motherfuckers just taking all the toilet paper and listen. I'm sure somebody saw you, and if you have all the toilet paper and they need it, you're gonna get robbed probably.
Don't let me catch you with all of the toilet paper.
Which is funny. I bet you B&Es are at an all-time low right now, right?
I'm not going to that person's crib.
Nobody's trying to go in anybody's house. Like nobody's getting broke into right now. No. First of all, everybody's home. Motherfuckers got viruses. People are not trying to come and rob you.
No, dude.
The industry is suffering.
The industry is
like
suffering.
All of it is pretty much.
Dude, it's like honestly, it's shut down everything. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but they've actually shut down my job. Like,
yeah, I'm hating, by the way.
2 weeks, probably. I'm assuming, right? They haven't
2
said
weeks or more.
They haven't said so they haven't said how long for sure, but weeks is a word I've heard, and I honestly didn't expect it because of what I do. I don't know if it's considered essential or not, but they've kept on only essential staff, so I guess I'm not that important. And
that's a great time to not be an essential staff.
Word. And that's dope, man. I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't necessarily have that, and I definitely sympathize. And
yeah, I don't have that.
I mean, there's people that the jobs are shutting down and they're not getting pay. Although I've heard things about the government putting funds to the side, and
yeah, but again, it's hard to trust things that they say too. They're all a bunch of
I don't know what's going on, right? Like, I don't really look to our leadership for guidance because I don't think that they know where the fuck they're going. To be honest with you,
no. Well, plus they don't really care because everybody who's in the government is old as fuck for the most part, and they're like, "Oh, we're on our way out anyway." You know,
I don't think they feel like that.
I think they might.
I think that they feel like they're gonna live forever, and I don't know that they're even scared of this Corona shit. I'm not thinking about it. All I know is, this is definitely it's must suck to be Corona.
Yeah, I saw some meme that said, "How bad do you think Corona wishes this was the Budweiser virus?" I'm like,
It's
"Yep,
too American."
yeah."
No, do you know that I've heard that there's no cases in Mexico?
Huh.
And now it's turning. The tables have turned. Like in the
Now the Americans are trying to get over to Mexico.
in the words of Michael Scott, how the turntables. What? No, it's fucked up. But hey, keep the borders closed. They're probably like, hey, you stay the fuck over there. We don't even want to come over to you guys' side of this place, man.
Yeah,
I think there's probably places there's nothing happening. Unfortunately, cruise ships are still going, which is fucking stupid.
I think they just decided to do like
they've stopped.
Yeah, like they agreed to stop
It's weird, man.
operating for
Like
30 days.
there's a lot of just shit that doesn't make sense, honestly. But again, what the fuck are we gonna do?
I feel like the way I really hope this doesn't happen, but it's like hard for a lot of these businesses to sustain these things. And then even if like the government steps in and pays shit, it's gonna come back to them somehow, right? Like they're always gonna get their money back. So now like we're gonna end up with a lot of places that are struggling.
They're like a bank; they got to recoup.
We're gonna end up with a lot of businesses that are struggling. That like it's hopefully they don't close their doors, but like things are going kind of fucked up.
That's
in
the
that
sad
direction.
thing about this. I think if health isn't the biggest problem, which okay, listen, we're having fun and we're talking about the idea of this being like, and it's not fun if it's a reality, but
Right.
the idea of this becoming like Resident Evil, where like you're sitting around and you got a clip up and you're running around fucking. Me and Adam have run from zombies for hours and hours on end in fucking video games. So like, I don't know if we have an advantage or if we think we're a little bit more prepared than we are.
Yeah, we're gonna take it like too lightheartedly.
Like, dude, in the you just gotta like you hit them like a few times. They gotta fall, right? When they fall, they're a little crippled, but they're not all the way crippled because they're a zombie, right?
Like all you have to do is not let them touch you.
Yeah, if they get a hold of you, man, and your life bar goes halfway down,
But sometimes you can fight them off. I think you get 2 or 3 fight offs, and then you just die.
you're gonna wake up like, oh, dude, it's true. There is a life bar up there. Like, dude, that'd be fucked up.
Yeah.
But in reality, if it's not the health thing, right?
Yeah.
I think the economy is really what's going to be affected pretty terribly. There is a side that I think that maybe at the end of this, there's, positive events that take place. Maybe, maybe manufacturing comes back to the U.S.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
that's what they've been talking about for the last 4 years too. Honestly,
But I think this may force that thought.
I don't think so.
Or
It's still going to be the cheaper option, and they're
because I
going to
think
go
a lot of places are going to close a lot of and the entire planet and the planet Earth.
Yeah, but if let's say like Nike has to halt production or whatever in China, and they are thinking about like something happens with their warehouse,
Profit margins are
it's
going to
a lot
change.
easier
Dude.
for them.
Things are going to change.
It's a lot easier for them to build a new factory out there and still have it produced there, and they're going to make whatever monetary sense makes the most. And they've been producing shit there for the longest time. They're going to be like, oh well, we were doing it for this long and it was fine. So now that this is over, it's probably safe again. And I don't know. We'll see how things unfold. If they don't unfold to death.
Who knows what the fuck's going to happen. But honestly, all you got to do is what you should have been doing already, which is, come on, clean your fucking ass.
Yeah.
Wash
Be
your
hygienic,
hands.
which-
It's funny. I had just looked at the soap that I have at my kitchen sink, and it literally verbatim, God, I can't speak right now. It
speak
verbatim reads the basic instructions, what they've been telling you the last couple weeks, right? And it's wash your hands thoroughly for 30 seconds in hot water with, make the soap foam and get inside, like clean your
Don't stop
fucking
at
hands.
just your palm, like go to your wrist a little. And
Yeah, like clean your hands, man, like properly. That's all you got to do. And then
there's some nasty motherfuckers out there, man.
honestly, and then just be cautious.
You should
Go around dapping people up like crazy. This ain't the time to do that.
Kid and play. Stick to the feet.
Kid and play for sure, man.
Yeah, what up?
But they did use their hands, I think, at one point, and I think you should avoid that.
Well,
Which may take the dance or take something away from that dance.
I mean, you don't have
So
to
every
do the
time-
whole thing.
I think
to greet
I
you-
think
greet each
it's
other.
like some songs. Once you start it, you got to finish the Kid and Play.
every time you like. What if you see 5 people that you know and you guys are all
About to
down?
be dancing for like 5 minutes.
That's a mad long.
Can you
greeting,
imagine
like,
driving?
What up? Oh shit! It's
Can you
fucking
imagine if
4:30
that
already, I
becomes the
gotta go.
new greeting and you're just driving down the street and watching people doing the Kid and Play? That'd be hilarious. Like
would
on the
be pretty
corner
great.
saying what's up to each other and shit. Like in a line. Like, God damn, dude, how many people are back there? 3. Fuck.
Like, imagine how long.
I gotta go to home. I gotta go to the crib.
Well, imagine like starting that in school, right? And you know, probably like 300 people when you're
Oh.
walking down the hallway. You dap up randomly.
That wouldn't have worked. I'd be like, yo, you know
Like,
what?
but I gotta go to school just
I
to
would
fucking
just-
kid and play with
I would
everybody
just-
and then bounce.
I would just stop having friends. Like,
It's
like,
2:55.
no,
Yeah,
dude.
all
Like,
day.
honestly, we've been doing this for too long. I'm done. I don't even want to be any of your
great
friends.
shape though, you know.
One leg,
just all day long, just dancing.
one leg would be in really good shape. Which leg would it be though? The one that you're hopping on? Probably the one that I would be hopping on, which is my left. I've done the Kid and Play multiple times.
I don't know if it's the one that you're hopping on because
I think it is. This leg's just up there doing nothing.
Yeah,
You're just clapping with your fucking feet. Click, clack, click, clack.
yeah, it's just hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it's that's why you can go hands free. That's new hand sanitizer right there.
Yeah, but also use hand sanitizer.
I mean,
Also use soap. I mean not soap. Sorry, but yes, use soap. You do want to use soap.
soap is
Lotion, man. Make sure your shit is moisturized.
Yo, for real, because I was at a point last week where I felt like my skin was about to just fall off.
Yo,
my hand.
I was just sitting down watching TV, holding the remote, and I felt my hand just tighten up, and I look, and the head like cracked. I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
like, oh,
I'm gonna take these 2 weeks and recuperate from work. I might not want to go back.
probably not going to want to go back.
They
I
may
don't want
not-
to go back after every weekend.
Honestly, there's probably a point that they may not even make us go back to work. They'd be like, you know what? The corona is too intense.
I just hope they have to shut down like all the places I owe money to.
Right. If you're gonna shut everything down, shut everything
Right.
down. Don't like pick and choose.
I feel
So now
like-
you've got people out in the streets because you've like literally taken their jobs away, but all the bill people can still fucking sit there and just collect from you.
Right, that's some fucked up shit.
Hey,
Everyone's
ComEd,
gonna
you
be
got enough money. Why don't you just fucking throw us a bone for a couple months, dicks?
yeah, dude.
People's gas.
You didn't even create electricity. What are you causing? Why does it cost so much? for you
Right,
to
like
buy
how
that?
you got all the rights to electricity? I don't know. What, you've tapped into it? Let me go find out how I can do this shit.
Was Edison part of ComEd back in the day, or what? It was like a
I just want some solar power.
yeah, for sure.
Give me some solar power on my roof. I'll fuck with that.
Fuck a backyard. Just give me like 37 windmills.
What if you just got a whole bunch of those little spinny wheels from for birthdays, right? And you stuck them in your lawn. Does that do anything for you?
Don't they have those things for your like garden? That
Yeah,
spin
but
anyway?
I'm saying, but how do you tap into that?
I don't know.
There's some energy going there, right?
I would think so.
What if you did just a whole bunch of those in your yard? What if it was just your whole yard full of those spinny things? Are you collecting energy off of that?
Is it a really just nice looking yard now? Like
No, I just meant 1,000 of them in my backyard, just stuck into the fucking thing, and I'm just all spinning.
I think it'll save you space to just get like 37 windmills.
I know, but those are cheaper. And I'm asking if they spin, do I
don't
get
know,
energy
bro.
from them?
I have not a
You
single
brought it
idea.
up.
Well, you brought those up. I don't know what you do with that.
All right, let's talk about something that actually matters.
Let's talk about some of the repercussions that the world is looking at from a coronavirus standpoint. For instance, Justin Bieber, who he's on tour, and he put out a statement that he's shrinking his venues from stadiums to arenas, and that's because he wants to shorten the amount of people who can be in one area because of coronavirus.
Cool. I
It's really because he can't sell tickets.
No ticket sales,
and
right?
Nothing has been sold out,
and
at
that's
all.
why I only have one thing to say. Cool. And it doesn't matter to me. The one thing what does matter to me is that the NBA is not playing. Even the fact that baseballs can't postpone. Football
Did
is.
you send me that thing where they were watching bowling?
Did I?
I don't know. So basically, they're watching bowling and just a bunch of dudes hanging out, and after the fucking strike, they all jump up and
Oh
do
yeah.
bowling.
Now I think so. Now that all those other sports are canceled, you're
Yeah, that's all you
looking
can
for
watch.
other shit.
Yo, I was watching the 2019 PGA Tour Championship yesterday.
But there was nobody in the stands, right?
No, it was the 2019.
Oh, the 2019. What the fuck?
I was like, there's nothing on TV. I guess I was watching golf from last year.
I seen a video of these dudes even because also if you're not aware, the NCAA has canceled March Madness.
Yep.
And they rightfully so. They were the last ones to do it, as they always are, because they're greedy and they want to wait to find out a way to not do it.
Well, this is their most lucrative time of the season.
Agreed, but this is not about the dollar. The dollar doesn't even matter right now. That's the fucked up crazy thing about it. Greed for nothing.
But it does matter.
I get it, but it's at the same time, it doesn't. Weirdly,
It's the same thing with people and fucking.
people
People are gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah, but
Those
you
certain
should be
things are not
aware
gonna
of
be
the
stopped.
scenario that is taking place.
They are aware, but they don't give a shit.
Anyway, so I saw these guys, right? And so that tournament's canceled, and that, if you're not aware, is very huge money for the NCAA, but also there's a huge fanfare for it. And these guys created their own bracket, and then they played out a video game, one of the old basketball video games. They played that out in their game. And it was funny. You were watching them. They were celebrating and happy and shit. Like, I guess you got to make light of what's going on right now, because otherwise it's crazy for you.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, again, like, you got mad time on your hands. Can't spend it all, fucking.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you're fucking, be careful. You don't want kids right now. This is not the time.
Don't be silly.
If you give birth to a little zombie, you're gonna be really, really pissed.
Is that a possibility? Like,
I don't know, dude. What is the corona?
I don't know. I don't think anybody
Why?
knows.
I think Corona made them start calling
Doesn't
it
it mean
COVID. They were like, dude,
Saint
you
Iago?
got the name to something else. Our beer sales are going down.
Like, you know how much tax money we pay you, especially the fact that it's bottled in Chicago. Like,
Oh, it is bottled in Chicago?
Yeah.
The fuck? There's just big tanks of Corona just chilling in Chicago?
I mean, I guess so.
I did
if
not
you ever
know
look
that.
at a Corona bottle, it says
I don't really care for Corona anyway.
Crown Imports.
If Corona drinking was the way you really did get it, I'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't really care for that beer.
I don't remember the last time I had a Corona. It's not something I typically opt for anymore.
Yeah. You know what I don't opt for? Listening to that J Electronica again.
Oh, so you want to get into this now?
I do want to get into this because there's too many people standing for it, and I don't stand for it.
Okay. For those of you who are unaware, J Electronica finally dropped what was supposed to be, quote unquote, his debut album after, 10 plus years of speculation of his dropping?
Yeah, what the fuck is the name of the track? Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Option A?
Something.
I don't know. I forget the name
Choice
of it.
B.
Choice B. J Electronica dropped his long-awaited debut album, right?
Listen,
But the
debut is used very ironically to me at this point.
Why is it ironically you?
Because
I would like you to explain.
Jay-Z and J Electronica are not a
Exhibit C. We were close. We were getting there. I think we would have got to Exhibit if we would have kept going.
duo. Yeah, probably. We're going along those lines. It was like every synonym.
Yeah.
I'm always down to hear new Hove music, right?
Right. And that's what we got.
And we got a lot of Hove music.
No, we got Hove music. Not a lot. We got Hove music. We actually almost got an official album.
Pretty much. I do not count this as J Electronica dropping his debut album.
This is not a debut album.
This is an album that he did a duo like it's Outkast, and it's not. So here's my thoughts on it, right?
Go ahead, because I'll let you voice all of yours, and then I'll give you mine.
I am somewhat of a documented. I don't mind hating, as is well known on this podcast, right? I like the album. I've listened to it probably like 4 or 5 times now.
What?
Try to.
You got
digest
through
a
it
little
4 or
bit.
5 times?
It's 10 tracks. It's like
Yeah, but you've gotten
Half an
through that album 4 or 5 times?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You got to give it a listen. I mean,
I've given it a listen.
So-
I don't think I'll be going back. But I should. I should give it one more listen. I should. I have actually listened to it in my headphones.
I don't hate the album. I don't count it as a debut for J Elect. I think
What do you like about the album?
there's not much different to expect with J Electronica, right? Like what you're gonna get from him, his verses are very much what I expect.
No, I don't think that's the same thing as what we've heard from him in the past. I really don't.
It's generally the same, you know. I don't know. Like the songs are fine. People are like, oh, you can't write around to this, and I was like, you can write around to this, you'll be fine.
No, you can't.
Uh,
What are you going to ride around to? Where are you going to go? You gotta go pray.
You gotta be headed to the mosque.
You gotta you have to be going to the mosque. You have to be going to the mosque to pray. That's the only thing you could be doing. There's nowhere else to ride this going to. You can't be going.
There's good tracks out there.
You can't be on the way to the club bumping this shit. You can't be a single dude going to get some vagina.
Like Flux Capacitor is a pretty good song. It's like got more of that type of feeling that you can ride around with. There's good tracks on there.
No, there's not.
There is, and I mean, I'm also
okay. All right. I'm a
very well documented Jay-Z fan as well. Right?
That's fine. Okay, so take that away from it,
and that's the hard part.
Let's judge
to
it.
me, it's still
as,
good music. It's just not JLX's debut to me.
Does it sound how?
I don't hate the album.
Does it sound finished?
It sounds like it's been finished. It sounds a little outdated. I'll say that.
What's that track? I forget the track with the dream. That he has on there. It's 10 years old. Shiny Suit Theory. That shit, it came out in like 2009, I think.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why would you put that on there?
Yeah.
I listen. I don't. There's a lot of things wrong with this. You got to keep going. Otherwise, I'm gonna get diarrhea at the mouth.
I still
and
won't.
then Electronica is gonna try to beef with me.
I still won't give Jay
that would be dope for clicks though.
Or like the
he's not. What the fuck? I'm sorry if this is disrespectful, but you have to do something legendary to be a legend.
Yeah. You didn't put out an album.
It's not his album.
Like even I think about some of the grief that I give Lauryn Hill, and she has at least one album out.
She definitely yes. You definitely gotta like.
If it wasn't for the Fugees catalog, which is largely her, it would be hard to.
Perspective's everything, and with this in perspective, I would say that she's got more of a legendary and she does actually.
She has.
There's not even a question.
The first thing.
There's not a question to me that she's not legendary, right? We've talked about. I forgot what our argument was then, and this is not that. I don't want to get into Lauryn Hill because she's got her own problems. Yeah. Though she was looking good the last time I saw her. But this Jay Electronica shit. What about the lyrics? I fuck the Jay lyrics because Jay's always gonna deliver. Jay delivers.
You can tell. I think he's gonna convert to Islam.
Who?
Jay.
I think no. I noticed that. I think
it was hilarious. Just hearing some of the Arabic words that they were using.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Jay that's this.
He is. But Jay I think
inshallah
because he follows the teaching of the honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yeah.
He's a nation of Islam, or that's what he.
And not that it's funny. I just find it funny that people like. It's like if somebody were to address me as like the first son of and they do overseas, right, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But like all the time, so you got to call. But it would be dope to have to be called the honorable every time somebody talked to me. Like, no, you forgot something. Okay.
What I also think is hilarious. So yeah, that's the thing to be like. They call you son of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
Well, actually, they call our dad father of, and then me son of. Yeah.
It's hilarious the way they address it. If you ever seen the appropriate,
because I'm the first. Adam is the second.
If you ever seen,
he can never be me. He's an assistant pimp. You can never be a pimp. You an assistant pimp. And your whole bloodline's been assistant pimps.
This is pimping since been pimping.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Did you forget?
I forgot where I was.
I think we're. Oh, so my question was, we had gone off on some sort of tangent.
Yeah. Talking about
Jay's lyrics aside. Right. Oh, we were talking about the fact that he might convert, which is I don't think is gonna happen. I just found it funny that he decided to be on that wave as well with it. And that,
I remember what I was gonna say. If you ever seen the proper way to write out your name in Arabic and all the elements to your name that's supposed to be, this shit is literally a sentence long.
It's very difficult.
It's supposed to be and I was like, why the fuck is this? Is this so you can trace my bloodline?
Probably so. That makes sense.
It's crazy.
And then the world got mixed.
Right.
And which is dope, but it's also probably made things a lot harder to find out where you really are from, because I don't think most people know.
No,
but that's another thing for another day if we ever get there.
It's not ancestry.com.
Yeah, fuck all that.
It's motherfucking KK.
Yeah, KKP bitch. So that being said, not judging Jay's lyrics, because Jay's lyrics are going to be Jay's lyrics, but judging by Jay Electronica's lyrics alone, hey, wait, because I got a question. You got to answer this for me. What would you rate his lyrics on a 1 to 10 scale on this? Like, I get he's always spitting some knowledge, right? There's something coming out of him that he has something to say. I just don't think it's much. And also, some of the shit was questionable. I don't remember the raps because I think I was, what was I doing? I was at work. I listened to it in my headphones at work at my desk, just chilling, really kind of trying to gauge it. And there was some shit I really gave him the "what the fuck are you talking about" face, like, and multiple lines in a row. I was like, "What is he saying?"
Yeah. So I mean, there's that. I would give him honestly like 6.5, 7 for his lyrics.
That's kind of high for me, man.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course, to me, it's like a Jay album featuring Jay.
Take that part away from it.
I know. That's
Did
what I'm
we
saying.
get more
Without
than
him
one verse on a song from him at all? I don't think.
Elect?
Yeah, I don't. I think it was one verse a song, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
What?
There's probably some.
All right.
I don't know.
Man, there's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much.
I give the album like a 7.5 in total. If I had to rate
That's
it in 5 mics,
high,
if I had to
man.
rate it in like a 5 mics thing, I'd say like 3.5.
I got very. My criticism of it is very. I'm just like, don't get the fucking people that are very that can't be objective about it. Like, oh, they've been waiting for it so long, so this is what he delivered, and we're so
I
happy.
think this was trash for
Like,
Dave.
for sure, Dave really loved it, right? We know Dave liked it.
Yeah.
And Dave would be one that would say, be the balance here, I guess, and be able to argue why he thinks he enjoys it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, it's like it's not what I would expect from all the hype that's built up around it.
It's not what you expect, what anybody
But
would
it's not
expect at all.
music that I'm
If
like,
you
oh,
were
I'll
to
never play
hear,
this again.
if somebody was to be like Jay Electronica, who, let's say you didn't think about Jay Electronica at all, he hadn't given anything to us besides what you've heard, right? But
Yeah.
he hadn't come out and say an album's coming, and they're like, "Yo, Jay Electronica album's coming out." Would this be any? I can't think of the word semblance, right? Of what the album in your head would be.
Like content wise, it doesn't really like. I listen to like other,
Not the
all the
content,
other
and like
videos and shit
forget
like
the
that,
content,
you know?
like how it's structured, what it was.
Yeah.
Is this what it would be?
I mean, that's hard to say because what kind of
Just say it.
Honestly,
No,
it's not.
It's not what you would think it would be. It's not.
Why would I have a predetermined thought about it though? You know, if I didn't know who
Because
he was.
no. Okay, but you know who Jay Electronica is, and
Right.
off what you would assume his MCing abilities to be, you would think that he would be coming out with a better debut album. You would also think that he would actually come out with an actual debut album.
Right. I would also think that he probably would have saved himself a lot of trouble if he dropped like 8 years ago.
He dropped in the wrong era for sure. What the fuck took you so long? What do you think? Why would you think people want to hear from you now?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Listen, can I give my thoughts?
Yeah.
All right. So I turned that album on, right? And the first track is like just some intro with them. I think it was like some speech of like the nation, right? I forget who, I don't know who was giving it. I didn't go back to it. Second track comes on and I'm like, okay, beat's cool, listening. And can you pull up the track list? Because I put the clock back on. And the first person I hear on the album is Jay-Z. It's the wrong fucking Jay. It's the wrong Jay.
Yeah.
So Ghost of Soldier Slim. I also have beef with the fact that he didn't put featuring Jay-Z. So it's pretty much an unwritten. You should have
not a
rap
rap
already.
duo, and that's my problem with this being considered a debut.
Yeah, what the
album.
fuck happened? Why is there no featuring? Like, what? Why were you trying? You got featuring The Dream. You got featuring Travis. Is this a collaborative effort? If it's so, then why would you have painted it as a debut album?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people who are his stands and be like, no, that's not. Listen, you're just no. I don't want to hear any of your shit. I'm sorry. There's no excuse for an album like this.
Nobody
as
has
a
ever
debut.
got their debut album with another person, and they weren't a
Listen,
duo.
not even another person. It's fucking Jay-Z. What do you mean another person? It's not like he dropped this with like somebody who's on the come up, right? Like
Yeah.
Blueface or I don't know.
Yo,
like, Blueface is hilarious, man.
He just put out an album and it's called Find the Beat, and I was like, you really have a hard time with it.
Dude, he's a funny guy. I got to give him that.
No, because he's terrible at rap.
I know, but he's funny. Like the shit I see him do, it's fucking funny. It's fucked up, but I don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, so that was probably a bad example.
Right.
Either way, so the first person you hear is Jay-Z on your album. It's not you. It's the wrong Jay.
Well, the first person you hear is Elijah Muhammad, and then
that I'm okay with it. I kind of anticipated the first track being that.
Yeah, I don't.
Second, but the first person I should hear on your highly anticipated, long-awaited debut album from a top-tier MC should be your fucking voice. You should have a verse that makes me fucking be like, yo, this album is going to be great because he has been waiting to spit. It doesn't sound like he was waiting to spit shit. It was like
his top tier status is in question. It was questionable before.
You know what it sounds like to me? Like in that song, it was like they were at the mic and the beat popped on and Jay was waiting for him to go and he was like, nah, you go. And Jay was like, all right, well, fuck it. And he killed the verse as usual, and then Jay Electronica came on, and it was lackluster to me.
Yeah,
it really was. I get that he's saying a lot of shit.
It was, yeah,
but it's not nothing. He's not. He's saying a lot without saying a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I always appreciate a good Jay effort, and that's what you got from here. Jay-Z, that is. Stupid J and J album that they got going on. But no, the Jay Electronica stuff I wasn't impressed by personally.
A lot of people are gonna be like, "Man, he was spitting." No, I don't know. He was rapping, and I'm sure he's always gonna rap well. Right. But it doesn't seem like he was rapping about much. I just found him to be lost in this rap. Yeah. I didn't see somebody who. Listen, my thoughts are that if you've waited so long to come out,
yeah,
and then you do eventually bring an album out, that means that you've been wanting to rap. It doesn't sound like you were waiting to get on that first track and just spaz. It sounded like you were just putting it out to put it out. And don't do that. The fuck?
The problem with the album is it's 10 tracks and they're not all great.
Good. They're not good.
I would argue good. They're not. They're not great.
Listen,
they should be great.
I judge you based on what you're supposed to be. I judge you based on what you've presented me to judge you as, right? If you presented yourself as somebody who is a great MC, who loves rap, who's got something to say, all of these things, and you don't want to rap because whatever reason, right? We don't really know the reason, but he kind of alluded to it at the end where he's kind of self-conscious, whatever.
Right.
If you've painted yourself as such a thing, right? Yeah. And now you have allowed that to happen, right? You've not even like said, "Hey, I'm not that." Like you've allowed it and accepted this high praise.
He's been busy with the roster.
Now I'm gonna. So where we can tell where we left off, I guess. Hopefully, if this becomes redundant, they hope. I just want to give them the explanation that we kind of don't. It cut off unfortunately, and Adam's gonna do what he can, and he'll probably leave this at least this explanation in there. But I think what I was alluding to was that if you've allowed all of this, if all this praise to just build up and this anticipation to build up of you, this great MC, you've got to deliver that. And if you didn't, then I have to judge you based on that. And I just feel like you didn't deliver. And I don't know if I said it already, but I'm going to say it again. I think Jay-Z has definitely helped keep that afloat.
Yeah.
The idea of him being superior MC, with the verses he allowed him to put on his albums. I forget what he's done. And I know he's only laid a few verses on a few tracks.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's helped that. And I just don't know. I just don't think that's like for people who are saying, "Oh, you got to like," you don't. The other fans, they don't judge music as fairly either. They move the goalposts, so to speak, as they say. Like,
yeah, I would agree.
For the newer acts, they'll say, "No, it's not this, it's not that, it's whatever." But when Jay Electronica releases some, you keep that. You were like, "No, we'll put it here because." What we are praise and what we feel he is.
I 100% agree that the hype was built so much that this album should have been better than it was. I don't hate what I got from it. I don't consider it a J-Elect debut album. So yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's
the crutch that is Hove.
Yeah, for sure.
Is a cheat code.
It is.
That's a cheat code. You use the cheat code for your debut. It's not a fucking debut. I'll keep saying it.
Like
That may be the
even-
name of this podcast. It's not a debut.
The funny thing is, Bleak never got that fucking duo album that probably would have skyrocketed his career a little bit.
Bleak?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, that's a good point.
Bleak didn't get one. Kanye got one. Beyonce got one, and now
Yeah, if you would have given Bleak,
you gave Linkin Park one.
yeah, dude, like what the fuck is that about? But I don't know. I just don't understand why Jay. I'm be like, no, dude. Honestly, you have to do this shit on your own. Like, I'll put a verse, I'll put 2 verses, but like, you're not gonna put me on every song and then not feature me. And now every time I jump into a song, it's Jay-Z first.
Your debut solo album should not be a duo album considered a solo album.
It should also be mixed better.
I mean, whatever. I don't like the mixing is fine to me. I whatever. If that's the way they want you to hear it, that's the way you can put it out. Jay-Z is involved. You know what I mean? He's only putting out what he wants to put out.
I don't know, man. I judge it harshly, and I know a lot of people don't, and I think you should definitely be more objective about it to the fans. Again, that will be criticizing what I'm gonna get killed for this by the 4 people that watch. But I mean, I know Dave would definitely disagree with me for sure. He would fight me on this, and I told Zach the same thing, that he would probably like it just like Dave does. But for me, I just judge it differently. I'm not going to move the goalpost. I'm not going to say this is better than it is when it's not.
I'm not gonna say it's better than it is, but I'm not saying that I hate what it is.
I got tired of it quickly.
You know, I mean, you must have, because there's only 10 tracks. I only listened to it once.
Got very tired of it quickly. What I did do is just jump into that new Ransom though.
You know, I miss the days of when the radio would push a single from your new artist or from your favorite artist, and that's how you knew a new song was coming out or a new album was on its way.
I miss the days when the coronavirus didn't exist and life was simple and social media wasn't here.
Yeah, like we can go back to the time of MySpace when it was a very limited scope of internet, and not everybody lived on it.
Dude, I'm telling you, there was a better time.
Yeah.
When I was 17. But yeah, I did jump into, again, I hope we hit every point that we may have missed with this little cut in the thing, but if not, I'm sure
we're talking about it, because what if I cut it out and then I was
well, I'm pretty sure we missed some
Anyway.
things, but I know that for the most part my point is getting across.
Yeah.
I know that my biggest beef with this whole thing is that after it's been released, all of the people who really, really go for him still can't be objective about it, right?
Yeah.
So his praise is still up there. So now, like, his core fans are not going to be objective about what was really released. I think I'm more of the mindset that a lot of the old heads that come out don't really come out with something that that has stood the test of time. You know, I haven't listened to the new Jadakiss, but I hear some people kind of don't like it so much. Some people do, some people don't.
yeah, fuck with it.
You know, I mean, but it's not. Is it on par with a Jadakiss caliber album? What was the last one he released other than Freddie vs. Jason?
Top 5 Dead or Alive, I think.
Okay, I don't remember too much about that. But like,
and then The Last Kiss was one before that, which I liked.
yeah, it was cool. When the Locks released their last effort, I didn't care for it too much. I didn't think it was great.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? It is what it is. Listen, I'm glad that he released it. That's cool. You know, I think if it would be better if people can be more matter of fact about what it is. But that's beside the point. If you're a fan of his, I'm happy you've gotten his debut album with featuring Jay-Z. Or no, it's Jay-Z's collaborative effort with Jay Electronica. That's what they should name this.
It's a project that involves Jay Electronica.
This is so much.
Got a project that involved him, but not one that's his.
It's so much Jay-Z that if Jay-Z's shit wasn't on Spotify, it wouldn't be on Spotify. That's how I feel about this album. If it's so much of his album,
Right.
it wouldn't be available on Spotify had he not decided to put it on Spotify. That's how dominant it is by Hove.
I don't like that it's billed as Jay Electronica's debut album. I don't like that.
Right. If it was advertised as a collaborative effort with Jay-Z,
Might be a different story.
I'd be like, okay, that's cool, but I don't know why you would release this instead of a debut. My only speculation would be that you again don't have much to say.
Let me start with the fact that I am surprised that it dropped at all. To be
Me
honest.
too. I'm very surprised.
Um,
I'm very surprised. I mean, it probably would have been better suited for him not to put it out. To be honest,
Probably. I mean, again, like I'm always down for a new Jay, and to me, it's like, again, this is a Jay Z featuring Jay Electronica album for the most part, right?
and I mean, I guess,
So-
and I guess that's the true point we have to remember here.
Yeah, if you put it in that context, the music is fine. It's just not
Great.
a Jay Electronica album, and I don't want you to call it that.
No, not at all.
But how's Ransom?
Oh yeah, I did go to Ransom's new album, and if you want to check that up on your phone, I think you were doing that as the debacle happened.
Oh yeah, Director's Cut EP.
Director's Cut EP. It's 4 songs.
4 songs.
Good. It's a good album. Ransom is a very top tier MC that I don't think gets enough, praise, or maybe he does. I don't know. I think that there should be more talk about him in certain arenas, but maybe he's one that kind of is always going to fly under the radar. There's a lot
probably.
that do, but that's a great little EP he
He's
put
been
out.
for a minute too. He's a
I enjoyed that way more than this fucking what's the name of this
I put it away. I'm not pulling it back.
Jay Electronica thing.
I don't know.
Watch the Throne 2.
No, because if it was billed as
Dude.
Watch the Throne 2, I'd be very upset.
Watch the Throne was a great album.
Yeah, I would agree. Some people, I feel like it took them a while for it to hit.
Yeah,
people
I
were
mean, but
like,
there
"Oh,
are
okay."
albums like that though. Like, I mean, there's a lot of albums that don't necessarily resonate with you so quickly until you listen to it a few times, or you catch a track, or you're in the right situation. Music is like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think I skipped this point, and I wanted to make it about the COVID-19 thing. All the corporate response emails that come in, like my inbox is like the
why-
fact that first of all I still use email is kind of funny to me. 'cause at
Most
this
people
point-
use email though.
At
That's
this
still
point,
a
I would
thing.
think it would be like almost outdated.
Email is going to be a thing for a long time. It's pretty efficient.
But like every fucking company that my email is associated with their business in any way, like made a purchase from them, what have you, they all fucking sent out an email from their corporate, and they're
What
like,
they say?
it's all just like, oh, our corporate response to COVID, it's like adapting, but we're making sure we keep everything sanitized and our customers are our first priority. And I got probably 9,000 emails that have that shit
The
on there.
T virus in Resident Evil was ever evolving too.
Yeah.
Listen, dude. All I'm
creating
saying
super
is
fucking-
there is a high likelihood. I think the likelihood of zombie apocalypse is just as high as not a zombie apocalypse at this point.
There's a part of me that was looking at this and I was like, it's the precursor to the zombie apocalypse.
This is a precursor to something crazy. You know what? I used to remember watching when the Avengers first came out. They had that touchscreen everything, and
Yeah.
we're like, man, when's that gonna get here? That's some fucking cool technology, bro.
Yeah, all the shit that Tony Stark
and
had in his
then
fucking apartment.
right away, it started coming out.
Yeah.
Right away.
Is there
As soon as they told you in a movie, you saw it.
is all the rollout. The world is a motherfucking rollout.
You know what? Okay, so here's what if this is what I was alluding to about my new life theory, right?
Uh-huh.
What if, and this is becoming like, this seems like this stems from a lot of the Simpsons' ability to tell the truth of what's going to happen.
Not only tell the
years
truth, but,
before.
yeah, predict it. Right.
I don't understand how that occurs. But anyway,
Yep.
what if, so there's alternate dimensions, right? They say there's alternate realities.
Yeah.
What if after you die, you go right into the beginning of repeating your life?
When I was a kid and I was thinking about this shit, I would think like the other planets are the alternate universes, and every planet like that you go down, like there's like a equivalent to Earth in every galaxy, right? And that's where the alternate universes are happening.
Is that where you go again? Like, do you go when you die? Do you go to the next planet over? Not like Mars. I'm just saying.
right? Like the next Earth like galaxy.
Right, to the next galaxy where Earth
Is this Star Wars?
Again, dude, I don't know. That's I hate that bullshit.
It's Jedi shit.
Dude, that's gay. So listen, no, I'm saying, so what if when you die, You just jump straight into birth again.
You go back into the vagina like fucking
Like Benjamin Button, which I still have. Nobody cleared it up. Nobody cleared it up. Maisha laughed at it.
We spent a good 20 minutes talking about
Dude, I still want to know where you go at the end. Listen, you're not going to present this old man who reverses his age and then becomes Brad Pitt. Dude, that's too good of luck.
We're not going to get into that.
That's too good of luck.
That
doesn't occur.
We're not going to get back into this.
Not only do you get to reverse your life, now you're Brad Pitt. Fuck you, dude. You can't just become Brad Pitt and like knowing what life is. That's like saying I want to go back to high school knowing what I know now, right? That's unfair. If you know what you know now, and then you turn into Brad Pitt,
different world,
and you get Brad Pitt from like youth. Or like his peak to his youth, knowing what life, dude, you're gonna be very, very ahead of the curve. It's unfortunate for everybody else. No,
like it's about to be gone.
I refuse to believe that movie. Fuck that. Anyway,
yeah.
So what I'm thinking about is like, what if you die, and the next time you open your eyes, you're coming out the vagina.
So it's just like a constant cycle of resurrection.
Yes. Would it? Because okay, is the concept of alternate realities really that crazy?
No.
At this point, anything is possible. I'll say that.
And I watched the show Fringe, and they kind of did their spin of alternate realities.
So what if that's the thing? What if literally you die and then you start your life again, but not knowing that you've been dead already?
Shut your eyes to death. Open your eyes
to right away to birth.
That's fucked up.
And that
give me a buffer period, bro. Life is exhausting. Like,
let me sleep a little bit. Like give me a good night's rest real quick.
Then you just go into like a holding fucking.
What if that's the case? What if you die and you just live your life again every fucking time you die? In an alternate reality.
It'd be really great if I can like remember the first time.
No, you don't remember it. So I know that the reincarnation is something like that.
Yeah.
I have a friend who was explaining it to me, and I believe they say they get 7 lives. And I think he was, and I don't want to butcher it, but from what I understand, I guess I don't even want to go into it. I don't want to butcher this.
You pick something out of a hat, and you're like, oh,
no.
This.
No, I think you just I don't know. I think, and you're not aware.
Yeah,
like is what he's explained to me, that you're in your next life, but you also don't know if you're on your last, which is also like it's very like my theory is as a version of that, but I think you come back, and this is only a theory. This is me fucking around with like my life theory. Like I'm just that type of person, so. I think if you come back as yourself. You relive your life, but not knowing that you've lived this life already.
So your next life is not predicated on how good or shitty you were.
No, you just come back and you're back to the same parents.
Like, what if you're like a fucking armed robber and murderer, and then you die, and then you come back as like a shitty.
My theory. Listen, understand. My theory doesn't have anything to do with a heaven or a hell.
So there's no rhyme or reason to the next life. It's just your same life.
This is my thought. Like what? This is this theory. Like it doesn't have anything to do with a heaven or a hell.
So in the next life,
we potentially, by my according to my theory, could possibly be in another alternate reality from what our initial version was.
Were we podcasting back then? The other one,
possibly so. We got to it eventually.
We were podding.
Maybe the thought is maybe we start potting early next time. Maybe in the next life we're hoopers. And I don't know
all the things that we're like, damn, if I can have this.
Nothing is predicated on what the last one held, right? And I don't know that this makes sense, but I don't know that it doesn't. Also, the way the movie, remember Interstellar?
Yeah,
like there's just so many realities, infinite realities. I would say.
There was like some theory about when you die, become a star.
Stars, yeah, it's a whole weird thing, and I'm not saying that this is what I believe. I'm just like, with
my hands are mad fucking dry, man.
Yeah, the way things are going, you're just like you just start thinking about the way shit could possibly be.
Yeah,
I don't normally think, and we don't have to get too crazy in this, but my thoughts on the afterlife are never really predicated on the thoughts of a heaven or hell.
No, I always kind of picture it as like you reap what you sow type of thing, and your situation after life is going to be based on how.
There's a few theories. Maybe there's nothing. Maybe you die and you're dead.
I also have toyed with the idea that heaven and hell are on earth, and they are what you make it.
Oh, that's true. Like, I mean, what did I hear? I heard that the word devil backward is lived.
Levid?
Wait, devil, DEVI, lived. It's LIVED.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true.
So it's little things like that, right? You think about that are like really, like a man could have definitely come up with this little here conundrum. Or like little like weird thing. I'm not one that's I'm not full disclosure. No offense, I'm not very religious, right? So that's why a lot of these thoughts come that way. But and when I say very, I'm not at all. But again, like I think it's okay to question the theories that are because nobody knows. And if you want to tell me that you know that, or you're listening to somebody who knows for sure, you got to be objective and tell me that that's not truth. You don't know for sure. Nobody knows for sure.
Right.
So I'm trying to think about outside of the box of what life really is. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For me though, like imagine that being the case. Imagine you just keep living life. Maybe that's the thought of like we've been here before. Maybe that's deja vu.
Feelings.
That's deja vu. We've been in this. Maybe that life just continuously happens.
Life
right?
is a cycle.
So instead of being dead, you just relive the thing you did before, but nothing you did before necessarily has to occur again in this one. You're of the same family. You're of the same. All the things. All the foundation is the same, but choices
I'm not necessarily
are different.
inclined to believe the part where everything is exactly the same. However, I will say this:
Meaning what?
like I don't necessarily.
What wouldn't be
believe
the
that-
same in your idea?
I don't necessarily believe that you are born in the same family in the same situation type of thing.
Oh, see, but that would mean that you're thinking about a soul. I'm not thinking about a soul. I'm thinking about
No,
literally your
no.
life replaying in the way that it's like in a way
so
that
you're always you. You just die and come
you
back.
just die and respawn essentially. Like we're
Okay.
playing Call of Duty.
If you look at the
It's
fact
essentially
that,
what
like,
happened to Benjamin Button when he was old. He just came. He's just there. He's this old man. He's
If
just
you, look,
reversed.
if you look at the fact
God
that
was like, "Oh
everything
shit,
else-
this happened."
that everything else in life is a cycle. The days go from day to night to day to night. Everything is in a rotation. I mean, I guess you can always make the argument that like since everything else is a cycle, your life is a cycle. That it would pretty much make sense that you would start again.
Just reoccur again and again. I mean, listen. I think that the idea of a heaven and a hell, mainly heaven, because heaven is idealistic,
Yeah.
right? I think if you think in a realistic sense, there may be ways that life reoccurs,
Right.
but I don't know that there's like a promised land afterward.
Yeah.
And if there is, that's cool. I'm just not one that subscribes to that.
I'm not mad at the idea if it happens.
Yeah, you know, I still think being a good person is more important than any of these thoughts. But for me, I think the idea that it just recycles is more plausible in a sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, everything is theory. So
It is everything's crazy. I think it's kind of a cool idea to think that that's a thing, right? The
kind of
idea
makes me
that
mad a little bit, you know?
Why?
Like, so I don't get a buffer zone. Like, they don't get.
well,
like,
you're not cognizant of the fact that that's happened already. Like I think when you die, you just die, and then comes
just come back as
the
a
next
baby
one. Yeah, and now you're not
I would
aware.
like to be aware of the fact that I died.
Of
for,
course,
like,
dude.
the first, like, you know, just give me
Okay,
some time.
like some ponder moment. That's what like the
some
purgatory.
reflection. Like, damn, that was a crazy 62 years.
That's thinking idealistic, right? If we're thinking in a more matter of fact sense, like, oh man, I really wish I could know. I'm like, I should have did this better. No. Like,
No, I'm not
maybe
looking
what
back
happens is you die. Like you close your eyes and you open them and you're a fucking baby getting your fucking dick looking like, don't cut my dick. Oh no, it's just my belly button. Can you imagine what babies think? They're coming out like, what the fuck? Don't cut my dick off. And it's just your fucking belly button.
Like, the first thing you're doing is, babies have a horrible time in the beginning. The area they're coming out of is...
Parents must have a terrible time in the beginning. The mother must have the worst time in the beginning.
No. Absolutely. I'm saying as a baby, you are fresh to the earth. You're opening your eyes for the first time. You're coming out of a fucking vagina that's been ripped open. Then
You don't know that.
Then the doctor smacks you on the ass. Then they fucking
They
cut
really
the
do slap
cord.
you on the ass every time?
Hell yeah.
Why?
To make you cry, dude. They have to make sure your lungs start
What
working.
the fuck is that? Dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Do you have
No wonder Dad fainted. Like, I'm not taking it apart.
your introduction to the world is a fucking abrasive as fuck. Like
The world is a harsh place, man.
yeah.
The harshest.
Like, wake up, bitch! You're alive now.
Oh
No.
man,
Yeah. It's a good thing you don't have recollection of things.
the world is harsh. Hug me, don't reject me. I made records that disrespect me, blatant or indirectly. In '88, you was getting chased through your building, calling my phone, and I ain't even give you your number. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Probably. Do you care at all that Kodak Black is gonna be going to
Probably
jail?
the best fucking beef track of all time, but that's all that is.
Yeah.
Appropriate time because Jay-Z created a collaborative effort with Jay Electronica. It'd be dope if they were still beefing and like, because I think that would spark more better Nas tracks.
But they're like.
Back to the
40,
baby talk.
50
Fuck all this. I don't want to get back to Jay Electronica. Dude, it's hilarious to think that when you come out, you're just like, but as a baby, dude, it must be cool to imagine going back to being a baby. You just get the shit and piss as you like. You cry for everything.
I made a joke
I
about
hate
that.
that about the fact that babies just think that they just should cry for everything. Stop crying.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not.
But they don't know how else to react. You know. And
Don't react.
Yeah,
That's
well.
how life is. Sometimes you don't react. You gotta just pick and choose your
I
battles.
was joking with Daniel the other day, and I was like, "You're like a walking human dog." I was like,
What?
I was like, you eat and you shit and you sleep, and that's all you.
Because he doesn't do anything. Lazy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, I don't know.
So yeah, in conclusion,
Babies have an interesting beginning. Like it's the first year or two of your life.
everybody holds you everywhere you go. You're like, dude, stop picking me. Luke Who's Talking is really one of my favorite movies because of how much I like the idea of giving babies voices in movies. It's really funny.
That's
me.
why I like
think
Rugrats too, though.
Rugrats is great. Every movie with a baby in it should have somebody doing the voice.
Right. I'd
The
agree.
baby should always have a voice in the movie because it would make it so funny. Right?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
But
like,
of course you could fuck that up because people have probably done it.
am I weird when I feel like, okay, so I'm a weird person, man. If I like, if I see like if I have a friend, right? If they have a kid, if I know a kid's shitting, I'll be like, dude, look at this little motherfucker. Like, like you can just go shit there while I'm standing here. Like, literally, you see them, they be like, they get crouchy down and shit. Like, get the fuck away from me, dude. You're just gonna shit right next to me. Right next to me. You're gonna literally there.
Yeah, kids are pretty gross. Man.
I'm standing here and you just walk up to me, holding my pants, taking a dump. Like, get your little hands off me, man. Don't use the toilet.
Like at least get in the habit of going to the bathroom when you
No, get in the habit of going by your mom or your dad while you're taking this shit. Don't come by me. Like, dude, and they get that red face. They're like,
Yeah.
you're like, dude, if you don't get your little tomato face looking,
Yeah.
I'm taking a shit while standing next to you with these little feet. You can't even stand up. You just be like shitting. Like,
If I ever became a parent, you know how like all the fucking masks are gone right now off the store shelves.
where are you getting?
I would have a mask on constantly.
Dude.
Shitting ass bastards stink. Look, all that, all the fucking like sauce food that you eat, all the fucking like.
Dude, who decided to give babies mushy diets? Like, what the fuck? I gotta clean this up,
Like they're supposed to go from titty to steak.
dude. Full disclosure, I've never changed a diaper in my life, and
I
that's
have.
fucked up because I used to watch these kids at an early age. Like,
But you
statute of
are-
limitations is probably done, right? What, I was like 10 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old. Like, watch him. Like, watch who? Is this little? And it was Adam.
Listen,
Adam had his little Coke
first of
bottle
all-
glasses, the ones that wrapped around the ear.
I still can't see. I'm blind as fuck. It's just what it is. Like I almost
I still wear those glasses.
It's
from time
almost
to time.
embarrassing. You go and like get your eye exam, and they're like, "All right, cover your right eye. What can you read?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Is that how you know you're getting old?
E.
Is that like the big letter just because you know it's an E? I'm gonna pass
Like, this is from memory.
I'm gonna go in this eye test and pass this bitch off pure memory. Watch this.
It's not a good idea because you need to be able to see. They need to correct
You do not want to pretend that you can see.
Yeah, don't pretend that.
Come out the fucking DMV parking lot.
I'd be like, I can tell you what letters I'm aware of, but not ones that I can actually see and make out.
Did I talk about how I went to the DMV the other week to get my license renewed?
I don't remember.
You don't remember if I talked about that last week? Damn.
If you don't remember, why would I remember?
I don't know. I don't think I talked about it. The DMV's funny. It's a funny
DMV is
fucking place.
Terrible place. And that shit's probably beating the ground of coronavirus.
Oh my God. I'm glad I didn't have to go this week.
Yeah, for real.
But to be honest, I went like dangerously close to this week, which was like last Friday.
Last week. There was no cases here yet.
Oh man. I tell you what, if life does respawn and does the same thing again, hopefully I am rich around this time again when the corona happens.
I just realized that this doesn't come out until Tuesday, this episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot could change by Tuesday.
Oh man, they may not even see this on Tuesday.
We could all be dead by Tuesday.
There's a lot of things that can transpire. So if this finds you, I hope it finds you well. And I don't know what year it is. I don't know what time it is. I don't know where you're walking around to find this in Adam's house, right? Like I always think about in Resident Evil when they're walking around and they're reading notes and opening chests. Like, dude, I hope that nobody's walking around reading my shit.
Like, oh, this is the kind of person he was.
Just like we've had that
Scumbag.
conversation, delete everything. If nobody's around to delete anything, who deletes it?
That was an underrated question when I asked you.
We are fucked. I did not think that this was going to be a thing.
Yeah. But it is. It is though. You know?
Tis
what it seems. I spoke to Glenn. You know, let the people know. I invited him to come and be on the show today, and he said no. So
Glenn is never going to get on this show, and if we become zombies,
Glenn.
Glenn's definitely not going to come on the show.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, and I had probably a sadistic thought about the coronavirus.
You had a sadistic thought?
I was like, okay, so coronavirus happens. I'm right; it's the precursor to the fucking zombie apocalypse, and now it's like the living versus the Walking Dead, I guess, right? It's the easiest way to describe it. That's a lot of target practice, you know?
Dude.
Like,
We are.
I'm going out fucking set it off style with these zombies.
Dude, I swear to God, don't let zombies come. We got guns and shit.
fucking
Like, fuck
murking all the
that.
zombies.
No, like that's some crazy stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
That's like the worst thought I had about it. I was like, well, if it does come down to it, at least I'm gonna have some fun at the end. Like, I'll be done freaking out for a minute and just start trying to pop them off until I die.
Dude. All I know is I got 2 weeks in the house. I'm about to start watching some shows. So anybody that watches, recommend some shows, man. I got 2 weeks in the house. I just started Better Call Saul. Pretty funny. I just been hearing about it for years, so I said, fuck it, I'll listen. I'll give it a listen.
Right.
And it's pretty good. There's other things I want to jump into, so if you got any recommendations, please let your boy know, because I got some time. We all got some time. Well, actually, we don't know how much time we all got.
And we don't all have that much time. I still have to work.
Well, that sucks for you.
It's some bullshit.
It's not something I necessarily have to do.
Yeah.
Dude, I bet you the Astros are super happy that that this is happening. They're like, we're not going to get hit with baseballs. Hopefully by the end of this, people will forget.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they were getting pegged with balls.
The Astros were getting pegged with balls.
Balls.
That's hilarious. No, I bet you they're super happy.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. It's crazy that, like, all the sporting events are closed. There's nothing.
Everything's done, dude. You can't watch baseball, basketball, football,
Soccer, hockey,
everything, dude. This has shut down the world. This is
fucking skeet shooting, like,
dude. And the only skeet shooting that's happening is for this baby boom.
As of right now.
You didn't get that joke.
Get it, yes.
What the fuck, man? Laugh. It's funny. Skeet shooting. Skeet, 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 skeet. Makes love to his wife. Gets up and says, skeet, 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 skeet.
Sometimes, like, if I don't laugh naturally at what you're saying, it's just not that funny.
It was funny. You know that. Skeet shooting is hilarious.
It's Sunday, right? Just full disclosure. So what's today? Like the 14th, 13th, 15th? I don't remember what day.
15th, because 13th was Friday, which was weird.
So as of right now, the only sport that's still on is the UFC. Dana White is like, I'm not canceling shit. Like until we're forced to, and the government's like, yo, we're shutting everything down.
But there's no fans.
We're gonna find places to do this, to hold these matches.
But there's no fans.
They're televised. They make a lot of money off the pay-per-view shit.
You know, one of the things that we ain't talk about that is an effect of this coronavirus. One of the residual effects from the NBA being canceled is that Vince Carter's last season was cut short.
Yes.
And there's a chance that we resume play, but I don't know that we resume play, to be honest with you. He has a quote. He said, "It's a weird way. It's a weird way to say I'm calling it a career. Basketball has been good to me. I've enjoyed each and every moment of it, good and bad. So if this is it, it's all good. At least I made my last basket," which refers to they checked him in the last few minutes of the game or seconds, and he hit a three right at the end of the game just to kind of cap off a great career. I want to say thank you to Vince for, if this is the end, thank you for a great career, a lot of memories. Forever will be, a staple in basketball. I'm sure he will not go anywhere. He'll be probably part of the booth somewhere, just like all the other guys that really are like
joining fucking T-Mac on some
right,
show,
right. They'll be on a cousin's show or some shit like that, whatever it is. There was something he said though. He kind of, I don't know if it was a snub, but he was talking about how he got to play with MJ and Kobe. Yeah. And he didn't really put LeBron in that statement, which I can respect if you're not somebody that puts LeBron in the MJ Kobe conversation.
Right. I don't know, but regardless, 22 years, man.
20? Is it 22 or 21?
I think it's 22.
I thought it was 21, but regardless,
21 or 22 career season.
It's a long fucking time,
and all great seasons. I mean, it was always entertaining to watch Vince on court.
Always, it was a pleasure. We got to see him that one live that one time. Yeah. We went to the Bulls a few years back with Daniel. Yeah. Yeah, that was fun, man. When Mario Chalmers got mad at me. Yeah. He looked at me. Don't make fun of me. I didn't make fun of him. I just told Adam not to handshake him. If this was today, nobody would shake their fucking head. You're right, coronavirus.
Yeah. You probably should just not touch his hand.
We didn't speak about Rudy Gobert.
Yo, that's fucking what's a patient zero or whatever?
That's the outbreak monkey right there. That motherfucker, he's the one that literally started this.
You can give me Ebola.
Yo, he literally is the one that. No, he's not the one that started it. We don't want to put that on there.
No,
Rudy Gobert, he had no malicious intent, but he really, really was careless. And though he did it on purpose, all the things he did,
he didn't know.
He didn't know the extreme that this was all going to take, and the fact that he was going to cause the NBA to cancel itself, and then subsequently every other league to do the same.
Yeah,
that escalated quickly,
and it's weird, and I hope it's not going to happen. But I'm sure we're going to hear more stories about NBA players probably, because Utah did obviously play against other teams and. First of all, basketball is a contact sport, so being that close to anybody is also, I don't know, man. It's just
I listen. It's one of those sports that for sure, if it's gonna happen, that's the sport. Dude, you're breathing on each other, literally, arguable movements with each other, and backing each other down. There's a lot of things that happen in basketball that all right, if Corona's gonna get spread, it's spread during this shit. It's if you're gonna be wrestling, which is kind of, and UFC and all that. If somebody got it, you're gonna get it.
Speaking of wrestling, I think Stone Cold's supposed to be doing some thing on Raw.
I hope he's not wrestling. He's too old, man.
No, I don't think so. I think he said he's done with that.
Stone Cold is awesome. His podcast, his shows, everything he does is just dope. I fuck with Stone Cold.
Yeah, for sure.
But Rudy Gobert, man, and all of hopefully
that poor child that he gave.
Yeah, he's given probably multiple people this fucking thing, but not maliciously. So I'm not gonna kill him for it.
That's not how the outbreak starts. It doesn't start maliciously.
No, it doesn't. It was all. It was just mild panic at first. Then the government quarantined us, and we thought nothing of it. A week later, half the population was dead. That's what they do in the movies. That's not what's going to happen now.
I mean, I don't think that's what's going to happen now, and I hope not. But
dude,
let's be honest, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
This isn't the end. This is definitely the beginning of the beginning.
Yeah.
you know?
And hopefully, things get Washington D.C. because
Yeah,
that's
them
where, like,
motherfuckers
that's
got to
where it's
really come
happening right now.
together and stop being so goddamn like divided. Like, still, you guys are fighting. Like, you guys are worthless.
No. I'm talking about the people who are infected with coronavirus there. Like,
Oh.
that's the most in the United States right now.
In Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Holy
There's
shit!
been like 40-some people who are infected with it.
Damn.
Or I think 40 people died from it.
Damn.
Some shit like that. So
Yo, I all I'm saying is like, even during this, you guys are fighting. Like, y'all are truly worthless. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
yeah.
Like-
I was laughing because it's not a funny thing at all. Like O'Hare's super crowded. It's all fucked up. But I was on Twitter yesterday, and JB Pritzker gets on there, and he's like, "Trump, you got to do something about this. Like right now. Like look at the fucking jams that are happening at this airport, and you just created like a fucking cesspool of fucking virus here.
Everybody there is
It's gonna
probably
spread here.
infected at this point.
Like, and like they're just like, so basically they forced everybody to come in by it's Sunday by today if they were abroad, and they like crammed everybody into 4 airports, and basically like nobody's getting home, everybody's stuck in the airport, and it's just breeding grounds.
Dude, for sure that, like, dude, you're in that room like somebody here has it for sure.
Well, it's because the reason for the jams are they're like, I guess their testing methods have been further more thorough now, whatever, and TSA and like the testing is really what's causing the jams. So nobody can get through the lines. It's a very slow process apparently, and like everybody's just stranded in one of 4 major airports, and they're all like fucking back to back, shoulder to shoulder and shit. So I don't know, but I just thought it was funny that because it was like an exchange to happen, right? So he didn't, obviously Trump didn't answer, but like one of these dumbass Republican fucking governors jumped in, and he's like, "What? Are you kidding me? You get a hold of your own airport in your state, like let it out." It's
what? It's international airport, you dumb
not
fuck.
only it's international, but TSA is federally.
These motherfuckers truly be like remedial. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking? Dude, at some point, a reckoning will happen. Like, dude, let this shit go crazy. The motherfucking politicians be walking down the street. Motherfuckers be like, "Hey, catch this, bitch." Catch these hands, motherfucker.
These
like,
guys are gonna see like people unloading toilet paper from a plane, like they flew it in, and it's gonna cause a riot in the airport.
dude, imagine, dude. Like, there's no toilet paper because people think that their ass is gonna catch the virus. People are fucking retarded, dude.
Listen,
What is wrong
I did
with
talk
people?
about not touching my dick before I wash my hands when I have to pee, because I didn't want my dick to get.
I wash my hands before I touch my
I
dick
understand
because
in
I
a way.
like my dick, right? But I also wash my hands after I eat, before I eat, doing a whole bunch of shit because, hey, people are nasty motherfuckers, man.
Agreed.
I think we should go on a no handshake fucking diet for at least a couple years.
Play it.
For years.
Yeah.
I don't
Put
think
some
we
shoes
should.
on. And
I think the formal handshake now should be just a kick in the fucking shin or some shit. Like, what's up?
Are you fucking kidding me? I think you're fucking trying it.
It's formal, motherfucker. It's formal. I get it, man. And then, dude,
Put a little extra. Put a little something extra on there for the people you don't like.
Shaba Hank's father got it, man. Like, it's fucked up, man. And especially, and for real, like, I hate to think that, the idea that Tom Hanks got it is him and his wife, Rita Wilson, right?
Yeah.
They were in Australia.
Yep. Down under.
And they've contracted it, but they're in isolation now, or quarantine. Yo, these words definitely are things you should be worried about.
I made a joke about it, and I felt kind of bad afterwards, but it's still kind of funny to me, so I'm gonna say it. I was like, poor Tom Hanks, man. He's been trapped on an island. He's been trapped in an airport, and now he's trapped in Corona.
Man, dude, he's gone through a lot. He was
kinda
big
trapped
and then
in
small
dumb for a
again.
while.
Huh?
He was also kind of trapped in dumb in one of them.
He did Da Vinci, dude. All that shit. Anyway,
He was trapped in a box of chocolates.
dude, yeah. Hopefully you fully recover. Actually, full recover to hopefully everybody out there, man, and
Yeah.
everybody just stay safe. Wash your hands.
Keep your ass in the house.
Keep yourself clean, man, and honestly, just take the proper precautions, but don't go crazy. But yes, stay in the house.
Hey.
Avoid-
Smoke weed every day.
Avoid large crowds.
Yeah.
All of this shit, man. To be honest with you, it's don't be over fearful because when people are smart, a crowd of people is fucking dumb.
Yep.
People can think individualistically, and then when you put them in a crowd, they become group mentality, and then they're stupid.
Yeah.
So
Mob mentality is a thing. And
so you see somebody grabbing a cart full of toilet paper, like, all right, well, I probably should too. Like, no, dumbass. And
that's called mass hysteria.
dude, now nobody can wipe their ass. Like,
And the world got Munchausen syndrome.
Thank you,
Eminem, for teaching me that.
The world is
teaching me what that is.
dude. Honestly, it's crazy. But just take care of yourselves. Watch over your family, and hopefully we all get through this, man. And y'all will receive this on Tuesday.
I will say, on a slightly brighter note, the weather is nice enough to allow me to wear some sneakers. Obviously, it would probably just be a point where we'll just wear them anyway, because God knows,
sneakers.
in 2 months from now, we could all
you may not be able to wear them, so just
get through them.
Put some miles on them, man.
But I've always enjoyed these because they just are a fresh looking shoe, and it's clean.
Yeah.
Sam ain't got no sneakers to talk about today because he's wearing his
socks, man. Why not?
Some people who can be mad at you out there.
There's a lot of people that be mad at you for not being able to parallel park, but hey, we can go there if you like.
Parallel park.
You can't. Adam is a typical suburban person who, when he sees the first parking space, he like, if he's pulling up to my house and I see him pulling up, he'll pull into the furthest spot.
Whoa.
As long as
That's
it's
not
easy.
even true.
There was a spot right in front of my house.
No, there was.
Yes,
not.
there was. I was watching you as you pulled up. I was like, is he going to see it? And you didn't see it. Adam will not parallel park because he cannot parallel park.
I can and I will.
No, you can't.
But if I don't have to, I'm not gonna.
You parked a block away just so you didn't have to parallel park.
A house and a half down.
No, you're about 2.5 houses down. That's far when there's one right in front.
About a house and a half.
When you can walk right in front, dude. Listen, I'm just saying. Just be honest here.
No, because
you can't parallel park.
It's flawed. That argument is.
Hopefully, the next go round in life, man. The next time you spawn, you'll learn to parallel park. You may pass your driver's test the first time.
Listen, first of all, fuck you. That requires some context.
Words to the wise. I don't know what it is in other states, but if you let your license expire, do not let it go past a year. You got to take all the tests again, all of the tests.
I'm gonna respond to your shit. Okay. Yes, I failed the first driver's test that I took, but the reason for that is in the suburbs. I don't know what the fuck they think this is. They don't require you to parallel park. They require you to up and downhill park, right? So I pulled in on a downhill park, and because my front tire rolled over the curb, he failed me because of that.
That's probably a fucked up thing to be failed on.
I fucking drive over curbs every day.
Are you sure you didn't do anything else on that? Like you didn't like
100%.
Are you sure? 10-2?
I know 1,000.
Also, it used to be 10-2. Now it's 9-3. What is this bullshit?
I think you can just put your fucking hands wherever you feel comfortable driving.
Like, put your hand on these nuts. Pause if it's a guy.
But if it's a chick,
still don't do it because I got a girlfriend.
This is true.
And she will fight.
I was hoping she would have woke up, came out here, and she could be on the show with us.
Yeah, no, she definitely ain't. She's still sleeping.
Yeah.
Look, we won't say
still sleeping.
We won't say what time it is, though.
Yeah. So I don't know, but in conclusion, people, just stay safe out there. Wash your fucking nasty hands.
Well, if we're gonna do in conclusion, like conclusions usually wrap up your points, right? So in conclusion, firstly and foremost, right? The J Electronica album is not a J Electronica album.
That's not a conclusion. That's a summary.
No, that's my conclusion. Anyway. It's not an album. It's not a J Electronica album. Secondly, go ahead and do your thing. You weren't going to put it there. I just need to let people know. Do better.
Yeah. Listen, it's a crazy world we're living in. Keep your ass in the house. Yep. Wash your hands. Wash your nasty ass.
Take care of yourselves.
Leave some of the fucking toilet paper on the shelves for other people.
Right. You're going to be fine. You don't need a year's worth of anything. I think you'll be fine. They're even letting people in Italy go to the store to get some things for their family. I've seen. So
shout out to Parks Music. He put something on Twitter talking about he went grocery shopping or whatever. And somebody said something about toilet paper. And he's like, yeah, luckily they left us a few. And I was like, dude, my biggest fear is running out of toilet paper. And he's like, my biggest fear is not being able to install this bidet I'm going to buy because there's going to be no toilet paper.
Well, actually, but that's funny, man. Arab's been on bidets since back in the days.
I was like, I don't know, man. Still feel like I got to wipe my ass after I wash it with some water.
Yeah, I mean, just a rag. But after you wash it with water, just get a rag. Get your poop rag.
That's disgusting.
There's no more poop if you wash it all off. There's a lot of
Poop rag.
splash. A lot of splash.
You gotta keep your ass in there. Like,
Let me just say, the
is
bidet,
that like a power washer for your ass?
the bidet has got a nice, like if you've ever sat on an actual bidet, right? And it's been years since I did, but it's a nice thick stream of water that's just
it's
like
fucking shocking. Though.
It's
You're like,
fuck.
No.
It's got some force to it when it
Makes
smacks
you
your
feel-
little butthole.
It almost makes you feel kind of gay.
No, it just makes me feel weird that I'm allowing like water to shoot my ass. Like,
That's another thing he said. He responded to somebody else, and he's like, don't worry about it, man. Using a bidet doesn't make you gay.
it doesn't. It doesn't. It just makes you feel a little weird, like doing it. Like
Yeah.
it's like
I mean,
there's a lot of.
it's a solid stream shot straight up your ass.
I think the key is you have to flush before you use it
well, probably, yeah.
because there's splash.
Yeah.
So flush, then use the bidet,
And then flush again.
and then flush again, right? Because you don't want to see what happens down
Bottom
there.
line, just keep your nasty ass clean, please.
Yeah,
You
man.
know? If you have the virus, stay the fuck away from people.
Yeah, man.
'Cause,
Be mindful of that and be realistic of what's going on. Pay attention to your symptoms.
Right.
Wash your hands.
Don't play with it.
Be just the normal things you should be doing. I don't know that this is some reiteration of
No,
anything that
definitely not.
people don't know already.
People act like they don't know shit, but yeah. To my job, if y'all want to just close down for a little while, pay us to do so and leave my PTO alone, that'd be great too.
To my job, thank you for closing down and not making me take my PTO.
Follow
Appreciate
suit
that.
because that's fucked up. I want to be able to do such things. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Me too, man.
So
All right, world.
watching episode number 83.
83.
Shout out to everybody who's listening, who's watching, who's doing both because they just like the show that much and they want to watch it twice.
Indeed.
If anybody's like that out there, that's great. Anyway, we will catch you guys for episode number 84.
Hopefully
And,
on the next one.
Right. If I don't see you there, I'll
See you
on some
another
other
time. All right, y'all. Easy.